Good evening. Good morning.
Hello.
Good day.
Are we here? Are we
I
here?
like to think so. Yes.
We may possibly be here. Excellent.
Hmm. My
Mhm.
wine is here.
Well, that's good news.
Yes.
Hola.
Wine is good.
Yes.
I would probably indulge in wine at this time of day, except for the little expensive part where, well, first off, it's wine, and then it would be 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, I mean, let's be honest, I'm French. 9 o'clock in the morning and wine is not a problem, but yeah.
No. Not at all.
As long as you're an adult.
I try to be.
Okay, so right away we've already encountered a problem.
Oh. I was half trying.
I tried being an adult once, and it led to it led to 10 years of unhappiness and a divorce. I'm not doing it again. You can't make me. Okay.
You know what? Can't blame you.
Oh dear. All right. I suppose we're playing a game or something today, huh?
Yeah.
Something like that.
All right. Well, I'm good with that. Um. So, let's see here. I'm just checking something. Good. Yeah, buttons are all on. Excellent. Fantastic. Right then. So Spider is not with us today. Player that is. And
Jamie is not. Technically speaking, Spider is.
Yes. Sorry, I just saw the picture that Jamie actually had posted of his of Henry VIII. Is it Henry VIII with a ray gun? Yes, that's just brilliant. I'm deeply appreciating that. All right.
Oh, I didn't ask, but did you want to have Syrinscape?
Oh, probably should do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do. Yeah, hang on.
Yeah,
I'm so unused to using it with this game. I totally forgot about it. Actually, I can't.
Haha.
The software I need is on a hard drive, which is currently unplugged and sitting in a different room. So that's going to complicate things a little bit.
That's
So we'll
fine.
call it a pass for today.
More wine. More wine, and imagine the sound in your mind.
We'll get Sam to do some more Tom Jones imitations for sound effects, and we'll be okay.
No, don't invite that. Don't invite that cursed content. Why would you?
Now sex beans is in my head again.
No. Nobody deserves this. Nobody.
And it was too late. So.
I am sad.
Alrighty. Wait, you do want that carry on? Okay. I do apologize. I'm feeling just a smidge. A smidge. Oh, camera's over here. I have to get used to that now.
Yay.
Yes. So.
Hello.
Yes. A camera.
Hi.
There we go. Yes. A
Whoa!
Put that there. My gosh. Yeah. So new camera and things. So I have to remember that while the screen then where you are all is there, the camera is over there. So hi.
Hi.
Yeah, and that pretty much summarizes my mood for the morning. So with that, let's go back to talking to a dragon.
Oh, no, I don't know about that. Maybe not.
You're the one who pushed the online button, lady.
I
You get to deal
know.
with it.
I know. Mistakes were made, primarily by
Mistakes were
me.
All right then. So, just because I think it's funniest to do it in this order, we won't ask Jamie because he's not here, but we will ask Nadine if she could tell us a little bit about how Renishi is feeling about the Origami Dragon Kid.
Cursed content reminders.
I feel like Origami Dragon Kid would be a great novel title.
I'd really rather not.
Yeah, you absolutely have to unpack that conversation. Yep, you're right, great mustache.
Hey, so you know when you hear flesh unfolding, yeah, that isn't something I'm going to forget for a while.
Less crunchy than paper, that's the good news.
Yes. We'll go with good. Listen, am I wildly impressed that this small child is also a dragon? Because dragons didn't exist and now they exist, and apparently they've always existed. It's doing it again. I don't like it. Yes, I'm very impressed. Am I terrified also? Yes. Highly, indubitably, yes. Am I also questioning everything I know about magic? Also, yes. I have many questions to ask, but I think I'll do it after I'm less terrified. Am I also a little embarrassed that I handled it not as well as I was hoping I would? It's okay. It's okay, because Marla was also shit. And that makes me happy.
That's your best defense.
It's my only defense.
Marla was
Right now.
also shit.
It's your rock to Klingon.
Yeah.
We're not playing Star
I'm just
Trek.
going to say
Sam.
Klingon rock, and suddenly I'm wobbling off in a really odd direction mentally. Because now I want to know what Klingon punk sounds like. See, that's the problem. But okay, let's talk to the pebble of the discussion, Alexandri, Origami Dragon Kid. Go.
Ugh. I think I need a drink. Origami Kid is apparently supposed to protect us. Well, I mean, that's what Origami Kid has told us. I thought for a little bit that the idea that most people don't like me when they first meet me, that wouldn't hold true, and it does, because technically speaking, Maisel and Heofonresar are the same person. So my streak continues. I need to have a, what do they say, deep and meaningful conversation with La Chanson at some point about the appropriateness of sending a small boy and a millennia-old dragon instead of the Praetorian I wanted.
There seems to have been a shipping mistake. 3 stars.
I mean, refund?
All right then. So Origami Dragon Kid, what's your take on the whole show? We're willing to talk to either the dragon or the kid, or both, depending as circumstances warrant, with an opinion.
Well, I guess it could have gone better.
No shit.
He'll, sometimes he gets frustrated, I guess. And it's usually at himself more than anyone else, but then sometimes he can get a bit angry, and it's not often. So it's just unfortunate, I guess, that it was like first impressions. That's not great. But I'm gonna have a word with him. Well, like I said, that's not accurate, but almost close enough. And it's complicated, confusing. It's hard to remember specific things sometimes. But I think they'll be okay once we've clarified a few things and cleared up where the confusion was. Just take a little bit to explain, I guess.
All right, then. So, when we last left our intrepid heroes, the origami dragon kid was alternating between being a dragon or a kid via the lost art of dragon kid origami, repeatedly over the span of about a minute, which involves every, shift is about 6 seconds. And because they can't directly communicate with each other, as it were, they have to, quote, leave each other notes, which seems to involve some sort of mental notepad that they can each scratch on. But, there we go. So this means that one of them has something to say, writes it down on their mental notepad, and then they origami into the other person who reads it and writes a reply. So to have a 10-line conversation involves, 10 of these transformations.
So just like casual minute back and forth with pauses for writing this note.
Yeah. It's also like at pace they can basically switch every 6 seconds.
I assume they've practiced.
If they need to. Because it can be done in a single combat round. So it's 6 seconds.
What is the combat round?
So,
What is this?
how many combat rounds is it to throw up?
That's an incidental.
Okay, cool. I don't have to. No, don't want to miss anything.
I used my reaction to give myself the sickness bane. Then vomit to get rid of it. I don't know. It is like there's probably points every now and then, particularly with Hio, that he definitely had this sort of grandness he was projecting, but that's sort of going away as the conversation goes on.
Are we getting a Mushu situation about to happen? Is he about to be teeny tiny?
He's not getting physically smaller, but there's a bit of he's sort of like, I am this, and now he's like,
I'm imagining that meme of the dog that's like, but what if was for Papa?
Imagine like a child with a giant dog, but the child's like, no, bad dog, and the dog's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like that, but not at all like that at the same time, which is kind of how we have to describe a lot of things with these two.
It's exactly like the thing it's not.
It's both of them at the same time, and neither. So,
I think Mala has sanely decided that the only reasonable response to this display is uncorking her flask, sitting back in her chair, and waiting patiently and drinking.
May I have some?
Yes.
Thank you.
pulls out the emergency flask, which is a thermos.
Yep.
Hey, so that's weird. That was weird, right? That's weird. That's currently weird, right?
I
On a
think
scale of 1 to why am I here, we're somewhere out around I feel like retiring.
Okay. Okay.
I think the scale of weird is maybe back on the surface somewhere.
and flee. She's going to chuckle and fleeing for an afternoon and spa day at the mansion.
Okay, listen, Marla, when we went on this trip, I wasn't quite expecting the revival of dragons. So...
It wasn't on my bingo card either, says Mala.
Aren't you glad you're here now?
Bingo. Okay. So your song has great connections, networking. Am I right?
I wish it had used those connections to fly me to it.
I mean, in the end, it can fly. Do you want to be a dragon? Is that a goal of yours?
No. Why?
I don't know. I'm kind of questioning everything at this point.
I mean, I'd never questioned whether or not to be a dragon.
Now that you've seen a dragon, are you... I mean, I would. That looks kind of cool.
So one I've met is kind of a dick.
Yes, I know. Most of the elves I've met
I
are
was
also
just going to
dicks.
say, Mala's going to glance over at you. You can clearly see she's got something to say, and then just looks back over at the origami for a moment, looks back at you, and has another sip of her drink.
I agree, Mal. I have literally so many questions I don't even know where to start.
Well, start at the first one and then just keep going until someone tells you to stop asking questions.
No,
Stop asking
Because I-
questions.
think the... Fuck you, Mala. The first one is kind of like a... Huh? Noise? You know, it's not really a question, but it is a question. You know what I mean?
Well, it's very obvious. They have a sort of symbiotic something happening.
But is it magic
Something
or is
is
it
happening,
like...
yes.
Well,
Something
it has to be
definitely
magical. I don't know what else that's gonna be.
It's just how dragons are. They
It's
just,
like a sock, you know? Maybe it's like... He goes in, he goes out, you know?
happening.
I don't know. There's a lot of
A
dragons to fit
sock?
in one small boy.
Well,
You know when you tie a sock up and you make it like you put two socks into one.
yes, but
Like that.
Mysel doesn't get any
Theory of
bigger.
dragons.
Mysel doesn't get any bigger.
Maybe Mysel is big, and the magic is just illusionary magic to make him look small.
Doors.
What?
Mysel is a tortoise. He's bigger on the inside.
Yes. What the hell is a tortoise?
What the hell's a third?
Well,
I
asking
mean-
what questions, not who questions.
There is no doctor here. But, well, I mean...
God, we're fucking nerds. Oh my god.
I mean, we're all sitting here with art as our backgrounds, playing a nerd game that's based in fantasy with elves and dragons and small children.
Oh my.
And I would like to point out that our preferred method of communicating with the audience is via a computer and a little Etch-a-Sketch image on the bottom left corner so they can find more stuff on their computer to show more pictures about the nerd stuff. Okay, yes, it's a bunch of nerds in the room.
Yeah.
Plus 1 points on your advantage for on your perception check.
I rolled a 4.
So,
We're not nerds. We're not nerds. We're fine.
We're very cool.
Hey, we're nerds and we're fine.
Nice.
Better believe it. Well, he did say that they both exist and they don't exist. So maybe you're right. Maybe he is bigger.
that's probably an extra dimensional storage locker that they both share.
Okay. I'm going back to, huh?
Well, I mean, is a great question, but it doesn't ever get you answers. I should know. I ask a lot of them.
Is that with the song?
What?
Do you ask, huh? to the song?
Sometimes. I never get an answer for that one. Or if I do, it's unhelpful. Usually, huh? Leads to yes, as in yes, that thing does exist. So there's no point asking, huh?
So it's very. I'm not gonna. No, my brain can't fit origami dragon boy and.
Well, that's
Your
good. They're not
assumption.
asking you to join.
I'm not sure they're into threesomes anyway, says Mala.
Okay, I've never been turned down. First of all, secondly, I have nothing else to say.
Well,
12. Well, 12 or like eternal. Like, which one are you going to go with? Huh?
he's both, but still means one of them, the 12 part is still very true.
Exactly.
Just take an average.
An average. Roughly 50.
Theo, on the other hand.
Well, I mean,
you'll have to beat
Can you
Spyro
imagine
with a stick.
Can you imagine
That's more of a
if
logistics
she's
problem.
answer is no, he is too old for me.
but the wait, but if there were, does that mean that Maisel will be watching?
I don't want to. We're moving on from this.
I don't remember what the original point was.
You see, says Mala, holding your flask aloft. This is why I've decided this is the safest hobby in the business.
God.
Sam just like vomited laughter.
Not,
Like
I
exploded
thought I was ready and I wasn't. It just wasn't.
That pretty much sums up the whole game, actually.
Okay, has Maisel and Hio stopped folding?
Are they just staring at us at this
Wait.
point?
Sorry, I'll get back to that. Hang on. There we go.
No.
Oh.
That is not 6 seconds, and you know it.
Yeah, you know when the video lags and it has to catch up?
Oh no.
Yeah. So now you're going to see 27 switches in 6 seconds.
KJ, I'm
The
sorry.
audio's fine.
KJ, I'm
Honestly,
sorry.
KJ, I don't even know how to explain it to you.
I can't. Just watch the VOD. I don't know how to. I can't.
She says that like that'll help.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry at all.
You're right.
I'm very rarely actually sorry.
So is that a no?
I mean,
Mindfulness.
we could, if it can be ready whenever you are, I guess, at this point. The time needed is the time for everyone else to say whatever they need to say.
Gotcha.
Sans them.
Yes.
I think
So,
I
I
wasn't
think
saying
Mala
anything intelligent.
will conclude the conversation by saying, so I guess we're stuck with them because I'm not going to tell the kid he can't follow us if that means that I'm going to have to deal with a very grumpy dragon.
They're going to follow us anyway. It's what bodyguards do.
Yeah, but if it had been just the kid, given the fact he didn't get eaten by the scuttly thing back there, I probably would have been inclined to time to his bedroll and just leave him behind and let him sort it out himself, because officially he got to that city by himself without needing a waywalker. Well, now we know why, right? But again, the whole grumpy dragon problem.
I see.
So I guess he's coming with us.
I mean, I have more questions, so I'm not
Well,
denying his.
could you two stop that for a minute and come here and answer some questions? These two are puzzled.
Don't pretend like you're not.
Yes,
I'm not
the point is,
puzzled.
I get to be your big sister, sit here, drink, listen to you ask all the questions, and then pretend I knew all the answers. That's
That
what
is your
big
answer
sisters
for
do.
every situation we've ever been in, Mala, ever.
Yes, that's what big sisters do, she says, and has another sip of her drink.
Maisel calls back. Sorry, we're just about done.
Okay, do you want to go first, Alexandri? Or
Go first for what?
asking questions?
Why am I asking questions?
You're not curious at all?
Not right now.
Oh, you're
I don't want to talk to the
so
dragon.
Annoying.
I'm not annoying. This dragon's annoying.
Is the dragon annoying because it finds you annoying?
I don't know.
I'm going to answer that with yes.
You might be wrong.
I don't know.
Unlikely,
Ask
though,
the
says
song.
Nala.
Am I wrong?
I'm not going to ask the song all of your petty questions.
Because you're afraid I'll be right?
No, because it's
No,
a waste
she's
of the
got her own list
question.
She's got her own list of petty questions.
So the back and forth ends on your Von Russell, who he's like personifying having the wind taken out of your sails, and is kind of that sort of like doesn't want to make eye contact with anyone. He's just sort of okay, and sort of starts to make his way back towards the group. And this sort of, and like I said, there's much less grandeur. There's much less. I mean, it's still a relatively large creature that is also a dragon, but
Coincidentally.
Yeah. But it, he seems somewhat chastised by whatever it was that Mysel had to say. And he gets back to the group. I have been made aware that I have misled you mistakenly. And that confusion led to my own, and I allowed myself to be frustrated by it. And that is not as unbecoming of me, and it is not fair to you. And I apologize for my outburst. There was a time where I did not struggle with words. But as time goes and I, by choice, removed myself from it, allowed myself and the child to be forgotten. I have found it increasingly difficult to stay up to date. You all seem so eager to leave your mark that not even in the lifespan of the shortest lived of you, but languages change, words flip meaning. The twixt to like Jasper and she, you both speak dragon. And while it is not spoken well, I understand your meaning. The words have not changed in millennia. But other languages. But this is not your fault. It is not even a problem. You should leave your mark. You should evolve. And many of the changes have been wonderful. I appreciate that you removed grunting at each other, for instance. So I should not have acted as I do. Doubly so in the confusion was my fault. And I am sorry.
I think that was a good apology.
It's been a while since I've needed to talk to people.
It's been a while since we've seen dragons, so...
What are you apologizing for?
There's
I
Alexander.
have mistakenly misled you about my purpose here.
Okay, so clarify it?
I told you that I was here because you, Alexandre, and you, Jasper, require a protector.
Just 1 second, says Mala. Tell me that you have not inverted the meetings between Protector and Rotisserie Chicken.
What is a rotisserie chicken?
Never mind, it was an attempt at humor, says Mala. She
Mala,
goes, has another sip of her drink.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
She's just asking if you're going to eat us now.
You're not sure, but if you were to guess, you think you just saw panic in his eyes. And that's sort of just like, no.
Is he afraid that he might be a rotisserie chicken? Can I roll insight? What is this?
Just the language problems go much deeper. He's like, it's already terrible. No. This is not the case. And more so, I now see that describing it that way is deeply insulting to both of you, to your situation, to your pain. I'm not here to replace the ones you have lost. I'm not here to step into their role. I said that you needed a protector. What I meant was that you needed your protectors. Protector, friend, and brother. I'm not here to replace them. I am here to make sure you get them back. Both of them. And I will continue to be here. I will continue to lead my assistance in this goal for as long as my presence is helpful. And I apologize again for the insult and for my behavior.
I'll say it for Alexandre. Thank you for your apology.
That's not what I was going to say.
Alexandre, I swear to God, I'm so sick of your shit.
I feel like
She does that. She literally fucking...
Renee, she is the first person to ever actually say it out loud.
You feeling called out on behalf of Alexandre?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. Mm-hmm.
That someone is, I guess.
Let's see. Okay, cool. Yep, that was an 18. She recovers from the psychic damage that she just took. Ow. how exactly are you supposed to do that?
He's a fuck-off dragon.
Yes,
Country.
yes. And Chevalier is
I'm sure-
dead.
Yes, but I'm sure your song is able to, I don't know, revivify people, do something. It just fucking called a dragon.
So
which
why
we
call a
all,
dragon?
About 5 fucking seconds ago.
Why call a
thought it
dragon?
didn't exist anymore.
Why call a dragon?
Because a dragon
Holds
is very
up a
fucking
claw.
Look, I'm right
Yes?
here.
I do not know details or exactly how it is done.
Shit, don't tell her that.
What I know is that if you think killing a Praetorian is enough to make one die, you are wrong.
I feel like language might have changed a lot more than he realizes.
He sort of, at that point, he's like, I thought that was a good line. No, we workshopped this. Hang on.
When you
Is
kill
he gonna
something,
fucking flip back into myself like, no, it is a good line.
This origami,
He's like, no,
the
yeah, that was correct.
origami moment in a My Soul is holding up a cue card. What the dragon meant to say was.
Did you say the line? Yeah. How did it go down? They said it was wrong. Oh no. Oh shit.
why do you go
Stop it.
I love the way that Hio turned into Mysel's voice, and then Mysel turned into an Australian.
he went
Not
full
even
locker.
Australian.
No, full locker.
Australian.
Brady Bogan was like,
Fully
There's a
Bogan.
third person there just like trying to help. Like, oh.
You know what?
This has gotten
That
gotten
third
so
voice
bad,
is-
I needed- This misunderstanding has gotten so complicated. Hang on, I need to roll up another character to straighten it out.
The third voice is the scratch pad that they have. That's the third voice.
That's why it's like it's not really leaving notes. It's like talking to someone else who then relays the message. It's not useful.
The telephone game. Awesome. Like the 12-year-old doesn't know how to dial, and the dragon doesn't know what a telephone is.
Dragon's hands are just too big. He also was like, no, I'm pretty sure I said that right. And he's just like,
When you kill something, it is dead.
well,
normally, certainly. I do not believe your Chevalier is a normal person. Do you agree?
Yes.
You can destroy the body, but the core, the essence, mind, soul, well, that is much more difficult.
It concerns me that you used the word difficult, says Mala.
All things that live will in time die. That is just the way things are. That is the cycle. But it has not yet reached that time for your friend.
hey, that's good. No, no.
If it is possible, yes.
Well, I mean, again, up until like 10 minutes ago, we didn't think that dragons existed anymore. So, at this point, I don't see why we should count anything out.
No. It's just I did not see Chevalier in that vision, and I did not see Lucas either.
I mean, didn't Spider, you said that you saw, or at least you thought you saw him.
I think Spider is going to Spider is going to do the uncomfortable spider moment, run around verbally for about 30 seconds, and it's all going to boil down to him having said something. Well, it might have been him.
And
I'm sure it was, though.
Visions are often of the future, useful, but never set in stone. Future is malleable, can be changed.
Right.
we can at least see if it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
It is very likely, I believe, that the vision was an outcome that we were moving towards. But that is why I believe, or at least a reason that I am here, so that we can change it. We get your brother back, we get your friend. I get what I am promised, and that vision cannot happen as we saw it.
And what you're getting is to be put back into the cycle.
The song has promised that the magic that has afflicted my soul and myself. Oh, I didn't think of that through. Whoa. Oh, I didn't think that through at all.
Oh,
You're gonna have to
Us.
think how we say that.
us
Us,
works.
much better,
Us, yeah.
My soul and my soul and
My soul and my soul and my soul and flipping back and forth through origami eternity.
The spell has, it claims, weakened to the point that it can be ended, returning us to what we were, returning us to our place in the cycle, which may be that we die. But that is where we are supposed to be. That is better than the alternative.
How
The alternative being...
Talk to my soul.
That's gonna get annoying.
how did you end up not in the cycle?
We don't remember all of the details. It has been a long time, and that immediately afterwards was confusing, to say the least. But we had made enemies. Our mere existence promotes challenge. And one of these devised a spell, crafted it, forgotten magics. And its intent was to cause one of us, and I do not know which, but it would make one of us cease to exist, to have never existed. But when it was used, it hit both of us. And it was not designed to work on two. We did not cease to exist, but we became this. And this should not be reality itself flinched in self-preservation, and we were shunted from the cycle.
And that was more than 1,000 years ago.
Yes.
So both of you are more than... Can I have more of your drink, please? Thank you.
Oh, it doesn't even, that's not even the worst part, but again, ask Michael how long he has been 12, and ask him what he was previous to that.
How does someone go from... Well, I mean, before that he would be 11, no?
Well, that is why we ask questions, so that we might gain answers.
I do that all the time and people get angry.
That sounds like a them problem.
No.
Alexandri reassesses how much she...
Out of context, I feel like a dragon has a much different definition of a them problem.
Reneshi is sitting on a rock, thinking, my God, I should have stayed. Because now there is a dragon in a small body, and the brain of a dragon in another small body. There are two dragons with dragon brains here. One just doesn't actually think they're a dragon. One isn't a dragon. Cool.
I have cat dog in my head now.
Yes.
It's cat dog.
You're welcome.
Alone in the world as a little dragon boy.
Yeah. I'm ready for Mysel to have just been a cat.
Cat
Just-
in previous life.
Just a cat.
Yeah, the wizard's familiar. It turns out there was actually 3 of them. The wizard was actually eradicated. The dragon was over for tea, and the cat's now Mysel. Yeah.
Are you telling me the wizard was an Australian?
The wizard wasn't Struth.
Oh, crappy. I would have thought that worked.
No one remembers the giant kin accent, but
Coincidentally.
There's an old giant proverb. She'll be right. Zicotroni. Yes, I won.
That's actually
Oh.
painful.
I should have told you to swallow, Shawnee.
I will die on the hill. The drow sound Australian
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
because they come from a land down under.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not convinced anyone is ready for Drizzt to have been sounding like your wallaby.
Oh, Drizzt sounds like Steve Irwin.
Yeah. Because he's like the one. He's the one that's different from the others. So he goes in, oh my goodness, he'd be chasing down meat traps. Get a load of this one!
Trap
Because
right
of
here.
how pretty they are.
Yeah.
Now he's a friendly meat trap. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna touch it.
You do this at home, but I'm going to do it right now in front of you. You little kid in some far off land, don't try this.
He was the
Well, here's
best
the funny
and
part
worst
about
Waywalker of all time.
I'm just gonna say I'm sorry. It was always the part that got me watching Steve Irwin from the relative safety of North America, where we don't have something called, the Chicago Lesser Death Adder or the Halifax Lesser Death Adder. They do, by the way, have a Sydney Lesser Death Adder. You may want to consider that.
Hey,
I have
Lesser
yet.
Death
I have been. Wait, what is it? It's the 4th of April. I've been in this country for 13, 14 years.
It is the 17th of April.
Yeah. I've been.
Oh, I thought you were saying it's the 4th of April.
No, I said it's after the 4th.
Looking at the month.
I arrived on the 4th of April in 2007. So I was like looking at
Oh.
when I got here. It's been a while. And in this whole time, the only time I've seen a snake is when I've specifically gone to a reserve to find one. I lived out in the bush for a bit. Didn't see a fucking snake anywhere. We're looking for the buggers.
To be fair, I saw one and then got shouted at by my Australian girlfriend who went, "Get away from
Get
it."
the fuck
and I
away.
said, "Okay, I am." Backed up a few paces and then she went, "No, further away from it." I was like, okay.
Yeah, you don't want to be close. Have you not
fair,
watched
I was
any?
20 meters
Like I
away
say, so
from
for me,
it.
the funniest part about Steve Irwin was him exploring all these fanciful Australian creatures, which bluntly sound like extras out of a horror movie to most North Americans, and then it's saying, "But don't you do this at home?" And everyone over in North America is thinking, "Pal, if we lived somewhere where that was a concern, we'd move."
But here's the thing, though. I watched all of that growing up, and then I moved here and didn't find a fucking thing. Got
To
mad.
be fair, I've been in far more danger in North America
Yes,
than I've ever been here.
absolutely that.
And not only just by humans, I meant animals.
I mean, I can remember, like, you know, I've always lived in the suburbs, but like waking up one morning, looking out my window, and then like the neighbor's house had a carpet python that was like the length of the roof.
Nice.
Oh,
And I
beautiful.
was just like, that's just, and just like, I was just like, morning to you, massive snake.
Yeah.
Good morning,
carry on,
friend.
sir.
All right.
As you were, please don't take me to work with you.
Well, now I'm just
Also-
thinking of a carpet python with a tie on.
The little bowler cap, right?
These are good. These are good and worthwhile thoughts.
Yes. What were we doing?
Also,
don't know.
just random cross-channel advertisement. If you want to see one of the more amusing things I've encountered on YouTube lately, look up, and I quote, "the Aussie bonsai bloke."
Oh my.
It's in the bonsai tree.
He's literally an incredibly talented Australian bonsai artist, but he starts out every friggin' show by cracking a can of it's a brown he's drinking. He's
Is it
out in a
Triple X?
shed. He's
Biggie?
literally out on a ranch in the Australian outback. He's in a steel shack shed doing bonsai. And he's actually been doing a lot of stuff involving Australian natives. Native plants. I mean, I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, yes. But yeah. But yeah, so Aussie bonsai bloke. Check it out. It's one of those things as a North American, it just screams cognitive dissonance.
I love that the first video I brought up was beginner bonsai. Making a Bunnings bonsai.
Oh, that sounds like the kind of bonsai one should have.
Yep.
I'm just imagining the guy. All I can picture is the guy from That's What I Reckon, but instead of cooking, he's growing bonsais. And I have this deep feeling that I'm not far off.
Probably
No,
not.
not really.
And he has what you typify, Sam, as a broad Australian accent, which is to say he always spreads the eyes the whole width of across his ears.
Yeah.
He's got his mouth stretched all the way out like this. It's just like that is about the only thing which would improve this if this was being done on the beach, you know, what's the I can't remember. It's the tourist beach there. The
Bondi?
If the shed was on Bondi, I think it'd be just that much better. But I don't think it
Nah.
could be for more.
Nah,
I
nah,
think
mate,
it's
nah.
Bush.
No,
I
nobody,
can feel it, right?
nah, he wouldn't be in Bondi. Nah. Bondi's too close to here. That's too close to
put
hear.
that into perspective, Michelle. It is like you just said, oh, this very rough and tumble guy. Yeah, I can imagine him on Miami Beach.
Yes,
Or
no,
like-
I was referring to the stereotypical North American perception.
Yeah.
Not the reality
Right,
of Australia,
yeah.
but the media Australia, if you will.
Yeah.
Also, just for the Australians, he does have his tinny In a stubby holder.
Thank
as he
you.
should.
What iconography is on this stubby holder, please? Is
Honestly-
it the Australian flag? 'Cause if it's not,
No, it's
Is it green and
not.
gold?
It's like a. It's no. It's like a. I'd reckon it's just like you know when you go to like corporate events
can't subscribe. Sorry.
and they give up like free, like, here's my landscaping business.
No.
We've made stubby holders.
No, I've been a citizen for too long. We can't do that. No,
Metaphor.
no.
I adore
no.
the fact that Chantel, that you have that you have a purposefully Australian accent that you don't otherwise use.
Oh yeah. But actually, realistically, for a reason, because I have toured, and the further inland I go, the less people understand me if I talk like this.
Yeah.
So I actually have to open it up, or else people don't just get lost with what I'm saying. So I have to make it messier. It's already confusing for them because I'm brown. Let's not make it harder.
It's a sin that you say that, my dear, but at the same time, it's hysterically funny.
I've lost count the number of times I've been asked where I was from.
Yeah.
It's like, here?
You have a very Americanized Australian accent.
I like it.
Unless he's playing a wallaby.
Yes. Oh yes.
Have to.
Oh yes.
It never ceased to amuse me, like when I used to run tours and someone would ask, so where are you from? Because you're clearly not from around here. I was like, born up at the hospital over there. My whole life. One guy once asked me how long it was since I've moved from Ireland.
Oh.
So that was
said,
Ireland.
a couple of years.
That
What
was
a
a
place.
question. I was like, wow. Have you just heard that word before, or is it not? 'Cause
Is that your new word of the
I
week?
don't think it means what you think it means.
Well, how did we get here?
I never know. Come
How
on.
did we get
here?
Okay, we don't have Jamie to act as our content curator and keep us
Okay,
on track, right?
so
Ah.
wait,
The dragon was
confused.
said that asking questions was fine.
That's right. And so we went off on a tangent of questions, didn't we?
Yeah, with that broad accent.
Yeah. That's right. That was a good time. Way back then. I don't know how long ago that was. We were having a good time. What's happening now?
I think you were asking
I think
questions
you're
of the
having a
dragon.
discussion with the dragon about
Oh,
reality.
the dragon just said, ask Maisel
Right.
how long.
How long he's been 12 and what he was
Yes.
before.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And then
Yes.
we all went,
Well, Alexandri said
cat dog.
11, because that's
Yes.
accurate.
yes.
We assume.
Right. And that's when Hio was like, well, that's the fun about asking questions.
Okay.
Learn.
All right, we've come full circle.
We've come full
understand
circle.
where we
We've
are
got
now.
that. We're back.
She says, okay. Again, thank you for apologizing. I appreciate it, even if some people don't. Could we talk to Maisel?
Certainly.
Thank you.
One moment.
Oh, I'm going to look away.
Yeah, switches back.
Nice.
Maisel comes back, and there's a moment where he sort of just like looks around a little bit, and it's probably particularly people like because it's like she and Jamie have like the observant.
Yep.
It's almost like the exact same way he did it the first time he turned back. It's like almost like this practice sort of, all right, of like reestablishing where he is.
Hang on.
Where
He
did the
can't
dragon lead
see.
me this time? Where
He's
did the
blind.
dragon
That
lead
doesn't
me
mean he
this
can't
time?
see.
True. Be true.
Fair enough.
I like to think that Maisel sees in Daredevil vision.
Okay.
He has described it as kind of like echoes and ripples. Uh,
Okay, hello, Maisel.
Hi.
Going to
It go
have to
better
use-
this time? He gets confused with language sometimes. It's not.
It's fine. Marlon may have asked him if he was if he wants to make us into a rotisserie chicken. That may have confused him.
It's funny.
Please don't
Wait,
say
you
that.
understand
It
the
goes straight to her
language,
head.
but he doesn't?
Oh, I just kept up with it better. I'm the one who normally talks with people.
That makes sense. Most people wouldn't know what to do when they see a dragon. Not us.
That's what we found, yes.
When did you find that?
Oh, long ago. I mean, to be fair, we knew it beforehand. Like, we knew how people reacted to dragons. But then we put a lot of effort into people forgetting about us. So it's kind of surprising, and that doesn't help, usually.
How much
Speaking of
effort?
how old you are.
No, you do it.
Okay. How long have you been 12, Maisel?
Oh.
If you
I'm
don't
not
mind me
very
asking.
good. Not very good with time. But I guess, when did I become 12? When was the Great War?
Okay, that was
dear.
about 100 years ago.
Okay, it was a bit before that.
Oh.
So when were you 11?
Oh, I haven't become 11 yet.
Oh!
What?
Oh! No! What? Whoa, okay.
No, I was 13 before.
How old were you when you started?
Oh,
Oh, hang on.
I haven't thought about that in a while.
Mala is going to get that oh dear look on her face, and so carry the 1, drop the 3. I hate new math. Let me guess. You would have been about 32.
probably. Like I said, I'm not good with time. It was something like that. Maybe a bit more.
Why are you 12?
Oh, hang on. We were. Did Hio explain what happened to us?
No.
Explain's
Well,
probably the wrong word. Did he
What?
describe what happened to us?
No?
no.
About
Yes,
the
he did.
spell?
Yes?
Yeah,
Sort of?
someone tried to erase
Someone
you with
tried
a
to
spell.
erase one of us from existence.
But it hit both of you, and then you became one, and then that's not
well,
supposed to happen because it hit 2 of you, and it was only supposed to hit 1 of you, which means things happen.
I think
Wait a minute.
I think Hio
That's
likes
why
to
he's
describe
so.
it. Sorry.
Mala is getting that oh shit look on her face that I think is probably going to set Renishi somewhat on edge. That's why he fits in this cave, isn't it?
Oh yeah, he wouldn't have fit. He wouldn't have fit in here before. No.
Oh.
You're
Okay.
being rewound.
Yes.
You're going backwards.
We thought because we were kind of nothing for a long time, or a short time. It wasn't clear, and then we were still individual, but also one thing. But we also didn't exist, and then we were able to exist and have physical form, but I don't think we're supposed to. So we got removed. And for a long time, we just kind of assumed that we were locked in place, that we weren't going to age anymore. But then I realized that's not what's happening. And we're kind of a little concerned about what happens at the end of this.
So you
So we kind of want that to not happen.
do you just start
Mala has
again?
another drink.
Maybe
I'm
you just
sorry.
start again and just go up again.
I don't think that would be the case. And I also don't think it's a good gamble.
Why?
Because
Something about reality twitching, says Mala.
yeah.
So
I think our best case scenario is that we just stop existing, and then it might be that neither of us ever existed, and that causes even more problems.
that's the best.
And then, no, the best is that we stop existing. Just that's it.
That's the best case scenario.
I imagine so. I mean, I suppose no. You're right. You're right. Restarting would be better. Given everything else, I don't expect that's the case.
How? When? What?
Hey, Muzzle.
Hi.
Who? Two things, really.
Okay.
Who was the intended person for the spell to hit?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't think Hio remembers either. It was a lot of stuff happened very quickly, and I don't very much remember exactly who did it, who was the target. But, at the time, there was a lot of people that didn't like what we were doing, so
What were you doing?
What were you doing?
helping people.
Helping who?
How?
Usually people who are being, some people get powerful, and then they stop caring about people who aren't. And then you have people who are just hungry or sad or in pain or oppressed. And we kind of just would step in and help them out. And then
Together?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we traveled a lot for a while. Well, for me, it was very brief for him.
Do you know Genoveva?
Who?
She would be, I don't know, kind of tall, nice calves, red hair,
I mean,
120-ish years old.
oh. Like
Kind
I
of
said,
mean.
it can be hard for me to remember specific things sometimes.
Okay.
It's kind of like, we like to describe it as it's like standing in a room full of identical boxes. Each box is the memory, but there's no way of telling one box from the other. Now, I'm probably a little better at finding the right box than Hio is, but I mean, you can't have all the boxes open at one time.
Why not?
It's not like I chose not to.
Alexandra, you try
human-
to remember everything at the same time right now.
I'm sorry.
Human-
Try to.
Yes.
I don't know if my brain was designed to hold that amount of information. I guess. Because it's not just my memories. It's Hio's as well.
So you
He's
have.
a lot older than me.
I don't understand how a dragon goes from 1,000 to what? How old is he now?
I don't know. I don't think he tracks it as well as I have. I can kind of know, I guess, when it happens, but I mean,
When's your birthday?
I don't keep track in like that to that extent. It's not like an immediate thing. It's just after a while you sort of realize, oh, I think I've hit that threshold.
So you
Oh.
turn 11 at a point.
I don't know if it's been consistent, I guess. We're sort of in unmarked territory in many ways.
Oh, yes. All of the ways.
And we've been trying we obviously try to find a way to stop it, but well,
Why do you act like you're 12?
I am 12.
I mean, no?
But you haven't always been 12.
No.
No, at some point you were 13.
Mm.
So why don't you act like you're 13?
Or 25.
However old you
Oh.
were.
I don't know, but I think the best answer is magic is weird.
Not wrong there.
Can confirm.
Magic is weird.
Like, people don't age backwards. That's not how we do. But,
no.
So I'm obviously, in one perspective, I'm not 12, but in terms of being me, I also am 12.
You feel 12.
Sort of, I am 12 in the broad context, in the broad description of I embody 12, I guess. That's not right. I'm explaining this badly.
Your 12 brain.
Yeah.
What do you think of kissing?
No.
What?
No.
When I was 12, I didn't like it.
It's not.
This is weird.
I'm trying to explain something that I don't fully understand, to be honest with you, and I don't think it makes sense, and I don't think it's supposed to. So, yeah, but that is also why I am like I am, I guess. Though I'm told it didn't change a huge amount.
So you left home before the Great War?
No, I was 12 before the Great War.
12 before the Great
War. Left is not the word I would use, but sure.
What did you do?
I was left.
You were left.
By your parents?
Well, I've mentioned that, in terms of how people have reacted to me overall, that you guys are definitely on the good end of things. My tribe weren't. They weren't happy about a child that could see thoughts. And they decided the best course of action was that I should be left behind. Most likely to die. So, yeah.
Well, if it brings you any discomfort, I guess. Not a whole lot has changed.
Oh, I know that. That's why some people didn't like us. And like I said, we try to help people because some people, they're not in good situations. And, if you were able to help, why wouldn't you help? But then there's people that want to take advantage of those situations, and they don't like that you help. And so they don't like you. And they try and stop that. And that's why we had people trying to stop us. And then some people just want to fight a dragon. And then some people really just want to fight a telepath, I guess.
Do you
People
remember
are
meeting
odd.
here?
Yeah, I was trying to help some people, and then Heo turned up and he was a bit swifter at ending this problem than I was. But we started talking. We had a surprising amount in common. We kind of got on, had very similar mindsets, I guess. And we were kind of trying to do the same thing, so it was easy to do it together. And then he became my friend.
Two beers in a pod.
Kind of.
Isolus the pod.
I guess at the moment, yeah.
I feel like we need to get you both to the song rather swiftly, because I need more questions answered than more questions existing.
Oh, welcome.
I don't know if we're going to run out of... I don't think we're going to run out of questions. Those kind of keep going.
Please don't say that. My brain can't.
The world is a large and often confusing place, but it's also kind of
She
wonderful.
is walking away.
Okay. So it looks back at Alexandra. That's part of why we traveled so much.
People don't like questions.
I like questions. Just ones that can be answered.
People don't like questions.
Mala is going to smile, look at Alexandre. Actually, people love questions. They love questions that agree with their point of view when they get the answers. What they don't like is answers that don't agree with their point of view.
Shut the fuck
Then
up,
they blame the
Hanu.
questions.
That. The reaction can sometimes be a little pointy. And then you get left alone as a child.
Oh. Well,
Sorry, I don't normally talk about it because, well, that's the reaction I get.
I still really appreciate
My one
it.
or
I'm just very
hers?
confused.
I'm sorry, what would you say, Swinton?
my one or hers?
But at least we know what I have a better idea of why I'm here now. With you, not in a broad context or anything.
Oh, yes.
But that's
Well,
good.
Mala looks at Alexandre with a big smile on her face and says, "Congratulations."
Congratulations.
Yes.
For what?
Well, obviously, this is destiny. How else would a legendary hero and a legendary dragon get zotted by a spell that misfires, that allows them to persist to the point where they get to meet you in a dark, smelly hole in the ground, and then escort you to the culmination of your life's work? It's clearly destiny. Congratulations.
Well, now I'm wondering whether or not everything is a glitch.
I think part of the problem with me and Hio is very difficult to explain something that, like our situation, and so we try and use ways that make it sound more understandable, but we also realize that they're basically wrong. So,
How much of what you've told us is based on fact?
all of it.
How do you know?
Wait. Do you mean how whether or not I've been lying to you, or
No.
Oh,
What? How do you know that? How do you know you got pushed out of the cycle?
oh.
How do you know that everyone else
That
didn't
one-
get pushed out of the cycle and you're still in it? And maybe you're the normal one.
Well, that's kind of the best way to explain something that we felt. Like we were there when it happened, kind of thing.
Oh.
And like it wasn't a surprise, like we physically felt it happen. It's difficult to explain the feeling of reality stepping away from you.
Can I just point out that Alexandre just tried to mansplain to a dragon?
Yeah. No. To a 12-year-old. To a 12-year-old. And I believe it is half-elf splain, thank you.
Half-elf splain.
Half-elf
Got
splain.
Warlock splain?
Warlock splain. Sorcerer splain.
Yeah, but I just wanted to point that out for those of you in the studio audience who missed that one.
Studio audience, you mean us?
Yeah.
I'm sure only about half the audience missed it. The other half was aware.
Is here part of that? What
Carry on.
what does it feel like to not be there? Like what is it like for Hero now? Because you're here. Can Hero hear?
I think Hio has a better. I mean, I say more awareness of what's happening, but I don't know if that's like. I don't know if he has more awareness or if it's just he's quicker at working it out when we change. Where for me, it's kind of like when I come, it's like, well, I just stop. I guess I don't feel anything.
Like when you go to sleep.
Yeah, kind of.
Do you dream?
No. And then I'm back and I'm somewhere else. And then so take a moment to take stock, and then, and there's a moment of overlap, I guess, where we can, like I say, pass notes, and so that helps.
What happens if you get stuck in that?
The moment of overlap?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe that's what will happen.
Oh.
Probably not good either.
Well, at least you would have someone to talk to.
Like I say, it's not really talking.
Oh.
It's more like close enough to leave an impression.
Like writing in sand.
It's like doing an interpretive dance with sand. Writing would be too clear.
I think
Get an impression, direction of thought. Like I said, the more we try and get into detail, the more it gets unwieldy.
Maul is going to hold up her flask for a moment and say, I'm going to put a request in that when we get surface side near a beach, I want to see a dragon do interpretive dance. I'm just putting that reservation out now.
I would also like to see this.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Whisper of the Wild? The question is
reality.
The question is not. The question is
the fuck. The answer is still yes.
the question is not, can a dragon do interpretive dance? She knows the answer is probably yes. And if not, she can request. The question is, can you actually do what it is they need you to be able to do?
Hang on a second.
That's a good reaction.
Yeah, that's the question. That's a good question.
It was stressful.
This is where the GM wants to cheat but can't.
Oh.
No is the answer you will get back.
Oh.
Yikes.
Yep.
And
Yes, exactly. Great mustache.
Yeah.
It's one of those questions that's got really weird. That's just wibbly wobbly. That I've decided that I will interpret it at its most literal.
Maybe the song can't do it, but the song can point. Shh, Dean, this is in your head. You're not even there. You don't even know what's going on.
I mean, beyond that, like, this is all in Alexandria's head anyway.
She's ever asked the song.
Yeah, welcome to every single question. But the thing is, a yes/no question means there is no further detail to be gained or given. So it doesn't matter what the question is. The question is going to be lacking.
Oh yeah.
Every question will lack because it will.
I got a fat ass? Yes, in my opinion.
Answer could be no.
In your opinion.
Exactly, because it's comparative. What if the song has a fat ass? You don't know.
The song has only seen small asses, and therefore your ass is fat. You know.
I'm just gonna.
And is that fat with a
basically-
PH?
I'm just gonna say, and then you go into the conversation about how old is the song? Is it using Giantkin for a reference point?
Exactly. That by that
What
point, tiny ass, tiny, teeny, tiny, almost non-existent ass.
What if it's like, no, you don't have a donkey.
What?
Ass,
But donkey? Oh,
donkey.
I see.
Come on. Keep up.
I will not. Me and my ass will take our time.
I'd like to point out this is yet another one of those examples of pro-grade streaming that we do just for you, viewers.
I feel like this is prograde. I feel like this is exactly what you expect at prograde.
If Critical Role did this, they would be given Oscars.
The only thing we haven't done is script it. As far as they know.
So
You
much.
think we're putting the effort into script this
Jesus, Sam.
All right, guys.
on
so
a week
an
by
hour
week
and
basis?
I'm
30
trying.
An hour and 26 minutes. We will talk about asses. For...
Because everyone loves a butt joke. Everyone. Everyone
No
loves to be
ifs,
the
ands, or
butt of a
buts.
joke.
And we really need to work on the caption thingy.
What is the caption thing? Oh, part of a joke. No, I said butt. Butt of the joke. Butt. Butt. Buttocks. I mean, it worked. It's fine. That's.
Everything.
I tried. I'm sorry.
Talks.
Buttocks. Buttocks. Bottom. Bottom of the joke. Everyone. I'm trying.
But dogs. For fuck's sake.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. The captions are so bad sometimes.
It has yet to get my soul right, by the way.
Oh no! It got my soul right. When Nadine said it. Muscle. It got my soul right when
Mysel.
Nadine said it last week. But the names are on the screen, so hopefully contextually that helps.
It just got it right just then.
Yeah,
Hey.
Meisel. You got to say Meisel.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
And then
Jesus,
it spelled it in German.
weirdly.
it's a German name, Meisel.
Twice.
It spelled it in German, followed by Hebrew. I mean,
Listen,
It's trying.
close enough.
Fantastic.
Alexandri turns to Meisel and says, "Well, I suppose we need to get going
Yes,
at
so.
some point."
Apparently got a lot of work ahead of us.
So, are we supposed to be going somewhere different?
I don't think so. Feel like we would have been told if that was the case.
Okay. Well, going to go this way now. Alexandre just... I don't know, Alexandre leaves. Alexandre doesn't know where she's going. Alexandre just leaves, I suppose.
So realizes we're in a campsite near in a dangerous space, comes back.
well, that's sort of Maul is kind of standing there, is kind of sitting there looking at Meisel and going, I'll give him about 35 seconds before the shock wears off. They realize that they're both walking towards a meat trap, and either the screaming starts or they come running back.
The screaming starts. She doesn't run back.
That's screaming.
Starts, becomes external.
Who's that screaming?
Oh, is that me? How long have
Awkward.
I been the whole time? Oh.
Why does my throat hurt?
But Meisel turns to Marla and says, well, all things considered, I think it actually went quite well.
Mala looks at her flask, puts the cap on it, gives it a shake. Better than I expected, quite honestly.
Oh, there's still some left in there? Alexandria drank way more than that. Like, that's not... There shouldn't be much in there at all.
You hear the rattle of the flask and come back running. Whoa, there's more. Hang on. Whoa.
Did you say what?
Well, how about we take a break?
You know what? That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Unlike Mala, I have run out of drink.
Me?
I was just
Never.
gonna say, I'm almost out of coffee, so we either end the stream or take a break. So Chantel can decide.
I have decided.
Swilling the bottle.
My invisible bottle? What's going on?
The invisible bottle we can all see, yes.
I mean, most of it. We'll see you soon. And we're back. And I'm sitting like a bisexual in a chair. Because
as you do, right?
as you do, as you do. How else am I supposed to sit? Like, this is the comfortable
Like,
position right now.
As you know.
Like, the fact that I can do this in a corset brings me so much joy. I'm so proud. Oh, I didn't get my wine.
That just means you've actually got a well-fitted corset, is the thing.
Exactly. And I'm wearing my butts.
Mm-hmm. Well, I should hope so. Your legs would fall
It's
off.
it's a pair of pants that says butts on it. Like, it's my butts. Like, it's my butts.
That's fantastic.
My butts. I have all of my butts with me in this time, in this trying time.
In your time of need.
In my time of need, I just like to have my butts.
So, quick silly story before we get going again. So I've been chatting with a friend of mine over. She's a literal New York fashion designer. Just very recently got
I'm available.
laid off from the. You're willing to do modeling? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Willing. Able.
So anyway, she very recently got laid off from her employment, and was having one of those down days. So a bunch of us were hanging out on a mutual Discord server and having a chit chat. And she was about halfway. She was slightly more than halfway through a bottle of a red wine of some kind. And she was basically, what's the phrase? Retail therapy. That's it. Yeah, she was indulging in some retail therapy. And it popped up this picture of this corset. Which was holographic. You know what I mean? It's a triple layer of mylar across the front of it. So it's totally a raver corset, right?
Right.
And so when you look at it, no matter which way you angle you get these little swirls and rainbows of color that kind of play across it because it's triple layer mylar on the front of it. And she was saying, like, someone please tell me not to buy this. And I said, first off, the underarms are cut wrong. I said, that will hurt like a crank. Don't buy that. I said, secondly, I can tell by the length on the siding that they're not using that they're using a very rigid boning to keep the mylar straight. So that's not going to be comfortable to dance in. So we wanted getting into this discussion, her, this New York fashion designer, and me, the computer geek, about why this corset was full of design defects. And because she's half of a wine bottle through her part of the discussion, it takes about 4.5 minutes, because there's about a dozen of us in the conversation. It's just her and I going back and forth, dissecting this corset in detail, when finally there's this ... moment. She says, how do you know anything about corset design?
I will not lie to you. I legitimately thought this conversation was going to end with you trying on corsets.
No,
As you should.
As you should.
I have.
Good.
As you should.
Everyone should.
And in point of fact, corsets, if you actually followed the development of fashion, were designed for men.
Yes.
That's where they came from.
Yep.
They were used, particularly amongst young boys, to teach good posture.
And
They were
then,
also
like
used
heels,
among-
they became for women. Huh?
Yes, exactly.
Just like heels.
Yep.
Let's pour some
So
wine
anyway,
and see
no,
if it makes a fun noise.
I have actually done corset design because of the. I'm a member of the Society for Creative Anachronism, and I have done a ton of study on the Elizabethan period and on Italian Renaissance Italy. And so, of course, I know how to do a corset. I just.
You have to. Are you picking She's nose?
Yeah, that's exactly what she was doing.
So I'm just like, no.
That is the
It
word.
wasn't even like, it wasn't the picking and eating it. It was picking someone else's. It was like,
Yeah.
The gene, pick your own only.
Pick your own. Eat your own or nobody else's. Come
We've
on.
got our own at home. We've got our own at home.
The nose pickings at home. Oh.
Right. Everyone takes their finger out of their partner's nose.
Where am I supposed to get a gourmet meal now?
Gourmet.
Gourmet. What do people think of Australians? What do they think we do with our time? Now it's chase snakes and
Tinnies. Don't forget the tinnies.
tinnies, grow bonsai, and pick each other's noses. And titties.
Titties only in Australia. Sorry, everyone.
Sorry, nobody else gets them, just us.
You don't make the rules.
This is why I moved here, the entire reason. Not because I was forced. Entire reason.
Yes, the wildlife
Probably-
wants to kill you, but...
You weren't actually forced to
But
move
what
to
about the
Australia.
benefits?
KJ, I've already said I don't say sorry. But I'm English, so I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry because that's an English thing. Like, we say sorry even if we're not sorry, it's just a thing.
Sorry is a state of being.
Yes.
Not a
Yes.
word. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
We also
I am...
need to think that we're doing something wrong.
That's true. By birth, I am sorry. By morality, I am absolutely not.
By morality, I am enjoying myself.
By morality, I'm having a great time, tk you.
Should we play the game?
Let's.
Yeah, alright.
I thought we were playing a game, but carry on.
We play the game that is advertised on the title.
Oh, now you're being picky.
Sorry. Every now and then I become picky.
Of
Apparently
noses?
Hey!
So
Bow,
does
bow,
Nadine.
bow.
I was-
So lastly left, everyone was fleeing. Well,
Well, screaming. Internally, but
people sitting
externally.
here.
all the screams, all the fleas. All the
Went to
fleas
their
about
respective
screaming.
corners to have an existential crisis.
Yes. Existential crises occur.
So, you wouldn't believe how hard it is to really concentrate on the plot right now.
I think I would, actually.
I've completely lost the plot, which is odd because I'm the GM. So yeah,
We can make the plot. We can do that. We can do that for you.
there's been a substantial amount of that in this campaign so far, actually.
Oh, no plan
Sam.
survives contact with the enemy.
It's true. No plan
Sorry,
survives.
players. Well, that's
Small
not
players.
what I meant.
Absolutely. Coach
No
GM.
plan survives a situation.
Well, so I think everyone manages to find a minimum safety distance for awkward, have some lunch, possibly shout at each other across a cavern, and then eventually get back on the road, I suppose, is the best description. As I say, the caverns you guys are following, caverns and tunnels, are well worn. This is a route that the Ebon Elves have been using for hundreds of years, ultimately. By the way, just so it's been clear, the Skysiders have never been terribly concerned about how long the Ebon Elves have been down there. The Ebon Elves are very aware of the fact that once upon a time they were Skysiders. That's part of their history. The Skysiders have just been the opinion that Ebon Elves have always existed.
I mean, that seems fair. No?
Yeah. So, but yeah, so calling it time immemorial is kind of a really weird phrasing because it implies because it's really only half the crowd that's forgotten. Again.
There was a QI episode
yes,
in which Stephen Fry actually defined time immemorial. I can't remember how long it was, but it was a fair amount of time, so we can move on. I'll find it.
So yes, you folks will be hiking for a while, and a while is roughly defined as about half a day. Let's see. So yeah, okay. So it would have been just before noon when you guys stopped for your break. You know, having left Crucereds, and then had your conversation with Chumley the dragon. And then shortly after you guys leave that spot that you're resting and having lunch in, and origami sessions, that you will cross a literal mark on the ground. It is basically painted in a bright red ochre on the stone. It's probably the better part of 2 meters wide. And it is written in Ebon Elf, welcome.
To what?
She will know, by the way, that's literally the border. This is the beginning of the Oplietza territories. They're kind of their color is this sort of red wine to ochre tone, and if they can find a nice spot to literally stain with red paint, they literally will mark their borders, in the tunnels themselves. So yeah, you've got this. It goes up the wall about 2 heights of a person, down across the entire width of the cavern, and up the other wall about 2 heights of a person, and right across the middle of it from both, facing in the direction you're heading is the words "Welcome" scrawled on the floor.
Do they have the thing where the person who it's when you say "Welcome to town" and there's a message, and the person who made the message has fun with it because that's what their job is, and they're out there in the middle of nowhere. So they just put fun messages.
It just actually says welcome.
We'll have words with their government.
That seems very prosaic.
Well, says Mala whimsically, it's better piss off and die.
I do prefer that to piss off and die, yes.
Yeah, so she keeps rolling.
Okay. Well, is there ever a time where it says unwelcome?
Oh yes. Often.
Okay.
It's like at hotels when it says vacant and they can slide a thing and says no vacancies, or they can slide vacancies.
Welcome, and there's a rock you flip over that has the words unwritten over it, so it just turns the
Well.
So you folks will continue on. At the point that the conversation with the origami dragon kid took the better part of 2 full sessions, I'm going to say it was the better part of at least 2 or 3 hours of actual game time.
Oh, yeah.
That elapsed as you folks figured out what to do with the origami dragon kid, and the idea that they're being rewound temporally back to a point of singularity, which may actually destroy the cosmos as we know it. And the song has pledged to fix the problem, but apparently can't.
That's a great summary. Can we fix it, please? What if we didn't have that summary instead?
Is that the world-spanning magic version of using a credit card to pay off a credit card?
Yes. That will be tomorrow's question. That will be next week's question. Are you using the credit card to pay off the credit card?
Yep.
Oh.
Debt juggling for fun and debt. I mean, yeah. So, you guys will find yourselves a A proverbial hole in the wall. It's a modest-sized cavern. Mala and she have been here a few times. It is absolutely full of things with eyes. I think that Alexandre chooses to focus on the eyes because then she doesn't have to count the teeth.
Why? Why have you brought me here?
Also,
Because
almost
it's
quicker.
So what was that, Sam?
Counting the eyes is almost quicker.
Almost quicker, yes.
Why am I here? I don't like it at all.
It's actually relatively safe. They're generally all have stuffed tummies. So over this way, please. And she's going to wheel off to one side, off the road.
I don't know how I feel about things.
Safe. You feel safe, she says, calling over her shoulder as she tosses her puck across an obstruction and teleports. By the way, I want to clarify for the purposes of the caption, uppercased puck, she is not throwing a dog and using it as a teleport target. It's a little physical object, okay?
Which is really funny.
That should not be capitalized.
I do like, however, that it is actually just like hurling this dog, who then like with a rope in its mouth, who then like pulls her, pulls her up to wherever she needs to go. And then just hops into a little basket on the back of the.
He'd hate it at first, but he'd learn to love it.
I was just gonna say a terrier with 14 strength.
A terrier? No, I'm talking about my border collie.
Fair enough.
He'd hate it at first, but then he'd love it. He'd have a great time, and you'd want you to do it again, because that's the kind of weirdo dog he is.
Well, and border collies are like that anyway. Yeah. Work? I hate work. Oh yay, work!
Yeah, let's go to work. Buddy, no. Sleep. Let's work. No, sleep.
So she's going to basically along the edge of the cavern, sort of this switchback. Very narrow. Calling it a narrow cliff would suggest that barely wider than Mala's chair would be narrow, and of course she would never admit that. So and then from there she's going to point up at a ledge and say, "It's not a bad climb, up you go." And she kind of leans outwards, takes the puck and kind of lobs it, and disappears into a hole, which isn't really visible from the angle you're looking at, and she goes and disappears. Come on up.
It's not a shortcut if we have to climb.
Imagine living your whole life like this.
No, I will not.
Don't be such a wuss.
You tried bloody climbing.
Chevalier used to carry me. It used to be great. Now it's...
That's what you miss.
I take it back, Mala. It's worth it to see her struggle.
She can climb.
Take a moment to just to highlight that Spider is very impressive when he does this.
Well, I think
Spider is going to moonwalk up the wall and wave at she as he goes by and then vanish into the cavern.
almost beats the teleporter up.
I want it to be noted that every time Spider does something impressive, like with his prowess of climbing things, she is always somehow not looking, and therefore still slightly doesn't believe that is one thing that he's good at. So.
I, out of curiosity, rolled agility for myself and got a 20. Oh, yeah. Alexandre is backflipping up a wall. Don't know how she does it, but she does.
I was just gonna say, it's the gymnastics thing, right? Where you go from, you use vertical momentum, you swing down to gain vertical momentum to hook your legs over the next thing, and then repeat the process, and you can work your way up a set of bars that way.
Yes. She's mad that she has to do it, but she's doing it.
Yeah.
Almost like a lifetime of climbing trees helped.
Yeah.
Well, there's that too,
yeah.
And I mean, there is stuff. It's not a sheer rock wall face. There's stuff growing out of it. It's more vine, or it's more fungal that it is hardwood, but it works the same way. When it gets to be that round, it's the same idea.
Yeah.
Just saying. She got a 22.
Oh, good for she. Good for
Oh,
she.
if I roll a natural 20,
It,
do I roll
it explodes. Every die explodes.
Fuck yeah.
What was the
Did you just roll 2 natural
what was the
20s?
clearance
No, but I
past the
rolled-
ledge? Did you say?
Sorry.
So that was for Michelle. What was you said it was a thin ledge, and they went to climb this thing. What was the clearance on the other side of the ledge?
Oh, okay. So it's a very thin slope. It's like an 85-degree angle, right? And then the bit that the switchback is just wide enough for Mala's chair, and then you get to a spot that basically just stops, and the cave you want is above that. The cave mouth itself is about 2 meters across, so getting into it's not a problem. And then it opens up into a bigger chamber that's probably 3 meters wide, 4 meters long. It's obviously been camped in many times.
I was just thinking, everyone else had an impressive way of getting up this thing. I was like, there's enough space to turn into a dragon and then just get the dragon climb, because the dragon also has climbing.
Altogether, that's a 39. I'm just going to say that she turned into a crow and flew up there.
So there's Spider trying to show off for she about the whole moon walking up a cliff face thing, and she just says, "Yeah, whatever," crows and flies up.
The crow just perches upon a rock, and if anyone slips even just a little bit, all you hear is.
I saw roll a 12, so you can just wait.
Alexandra would probably help in some way. I don't know.
Shout encouragement.
No, she absolutely would not do that. No.
You can do it.
No. Absolutely no. No, I don't know what she would do, but it's not that.
I was just going to say Mala quite literally has got a rope ladder that she can anchor to the back of her chair. So one of you leans against the chair, run the ladder out over the edge down to Mysel, and he gives Mysel advantage on climbing.
Okay.
The catch is, of course, is that she can lock the wheels on her chair, so she's going nowhere. But just for safety, someone needs to lean against the back of the chair, right?
Yes.
With
just in case it turns out that Mysel actually does not weigh as little as he looks,
or just weighs as much as a dragon, but
that part right there.
Yeah. You should probably lean on this. Counterbalance. You should lean on this.
For clarity, he doesn't. But with advantage, he got a 12.
Are you serious? Okay, you hold on to that, and I will try to pull you up.
So, Mysel's might is 0.
Oh, but agility, though.
I don't think climbing is more of a might.
You could use agility. You could maybe just crawl and find.
Might is hanging on indefinitely. Agility is climbing. Unless I recall wrong. Let me double check. I have the stuff right here. Perform acrobatics move. Might. Jump over a chasm. Break down a door. Yeah. Interestingly enough, they don't actually have the word climb written anywhere here.
From a D&D mindset, climbing is an athletics thing, which is strength.
I've always thought it's about how you do it, not necessarily what you're doing.
Yes. So I'm okay with either of these stats being used. If you're using agility, you're much more doing, you're much more doing the gymnastic approach of swinging and that sort of thing. If you're going might, you're just that's the equivalent of hand over handing up the rope.
It's got that determined child look.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Well, still a kid, so it takes 12 years too long.
No, if he takes 12 years, he'll be 0. We failed. We can't do that.
That's not accurate, but sure.
Do we then have to carry a baby? We just carry. Is it a baby dragon? Are we carrying an egg?
I don't know how good Alexandre is at maths, but it's not at the time scale has been.
I'm just looking forward to the moment
Solid chance Spider's dead before my soul's 11.
where... I mean, I'm just looking forward to the mechanical moment where the small thing with little wisps of cigarette smoke coming out of its nose, sitting in the middle of the table before a council of sorcerers. It's I'm a dragon, damn it!
Awkward.
I mean, he gets to do a fun movie with Disney. Suddenly he's voiced by Eddie Murphy.
I mean,
So I'm not far off. So we finally get Mysel up.
Yep. Team Baby Dragon. Thanks, KJ.
That's fun.
You're not very good at that, huh? It's okay. Don't talk.
He's in that can talk but doesn't want to
Yeah.
level of exertion.
Did you used to be good at it?
Not really.
Oh.
Better than I am now, but I don't think so.
You used to be in your 30s.
Sure. I guess.
What did you do then? Did you just...
traveled. Help
Oh.
people.
Oh. Okay.
Actually kind of similar to what I did afterwards. Just with more direction. We actually had a goal. Before it was just go places, see things.
Oh. Did people get mad at you more when you were older or when you were younger?
I mean, when I was older, there was a dragon backing me up, so...
That helps.
But in the end, if you're helping someone in a bad situation, if someone actually wants them in that situation, you're going to make them angry.
I'm very good at making people angry.
Oh, I've always just thought they can just be angry.
Well, that too. We need to find a faster way to get Mysel up and over things. Are there lots of these?
Well, if there's enough room, Hio's much better at this than I am.
Yes. That change makes me gag a little. So if we can avoid it, I think that would...
I
Guess it
Go
would
ahead,
be
sir.
off-putting. I've never... Well,
You've never watched it.
I was going to say that, but
You've watched it?
no, I'm blind.
Well, but
So
you
the
see...
idea of I've never seen it is...
But you said you
Well.
see.
Sure. So I guess I would have experienced.
Can you see from other people's eyes? Because you can read people's minds, so could you see from someone else's eyes instead?
If I wanted to, I guess.
Don't do it,
Well, not the...
but I'm wondering.
I mean, I think that person would have to... You'd have to get permission, I
Right,
guess.
that's good.
Sometimes you don't, but I want to. I like to. I don't... Kind of rude.
Yes.
So I try to avoid doing it without permission as much as I can. But if I wanted to see through someone else's eyes, I would very much need them to let me.
Reneshi,
Yes. I mean,
oh, you're still a bird.
folds out of it.
Oh, sure.
Did you fold out of it? Did you fold? No!
No. There is a cool, like, in Harry Potter with the Dementors, kind of that, not Dementors, The Death Eaters. Where they're like the black smoke. That's what she does.
Okay.
It's just that moment of Muscle being like, is that what it looks like? Oh my god! Oh, I'm the worst! Oh, I'm never do that! Oh no, God!
God, I'm never doing it again.
So get like a dividing screen or something. That's not okay.
Need earplugs for everyone.
From now on, Maisel's like, I'm gonna go and do it. And
I'll be back.
I imagine like the problem isn't the sound it makes; it's that it doesn't make sound.
Ah!
Yeah.
I don't like
Just
it.
every time you watch it, you're like quietly like.
It just sounds wet.
Moist.
Why are we like this?
Reneshi,
Yes.
can Maisel look out of your eyes?
I thought you were going to say something else for a sec.
Like what?
It sounded like eyes. Doesn't matter. Oh, do you want to try, Maisel?
I mean, I know I can. But
Okay.
if you want me to show you, I don't. Yeah.
Okay. I like she pulls out a book. She turns around. She opens the book. She points to a word on her journal.
On your journal.
Yeah.
Maisel says it.
Wait, Sam, is this? Wait, sorry, I'm typing as fast as I can.
Why are you typing
there
it? You
definitely
put
is
your
sensation
word.
You would have to like, it is because mechanically it has to be a willing ally. Is kind of
Yeah, she's totally willing. She's totally willing.
But there would be a thing where it's like, I imagine you're aware of, like, you know he's doing it, and that you have allowed him to.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
as
know.
soon as she realizes, oh no, shit, he's actually doing it, she'll like slam the book shut.
Well,
Maisel,
I
you totally
can see
said
the
it.
book
yeah,
is
you,
shut,
you saw
but-
it. You saw it, Maisel. It's fine. Yeah, that's crazy.
What was it?
it was a book.
I think you're missing the bigger picture here, says Mala.
What's the bigger picture?
Well, you're talking about having a dragon sleeping in the same cave you're in. Do you have any idea what would happen if it turns around? It turns out he tosses and turns in his sleep.
Yes, but Maisel's going to sleep now, right?
You were just earlier talking about having a dragon sleeping in the same chamber we're all in. Like, do you not understand the gravity of this?
Just don't squish us.
Right. So no dragons sleeping in caverns beside bunks. I think that's just a bad plan entirely.
Yes?
I feel like we can do that.
It'll be okay.
I mean, if Maisel rolls around a bit in his sleep, that's not going to do much. Might set his coat on fire if he gets too close to the fire, but, yeah.
No, it's only when I start projecting my nightmares.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
No.
No.
He just grins. Like, it's not.
What was that?
No, but you
that was
said
a
it
joke.
in a way that I.
That's not a joke. That's not funny. I'm scared now.
Points to Mala laughing.
That's
No, that doesn't count. She's psychotic.
are jokes
But it
supposed?
still counts.
Does everybody find jokes funny or just one person?
Well, ideally it's everyone, but sometimes you take what you get.
Oh. Okay, well I will tell jokes.
I look forward to it.
Okay. I'm not telling it now. I can't think of anything.
It'll be fine.
Actually, that's really
I don't project nightmares and Heo won't squish you.
How do you know about that one? You don't exist when Hio's here.
And he doesn't exist when I'm here, so
How do you know if when you go to sleep you don't turn into Hio?
I mean, it hasn't happened yet.
That you know.
And it's also takes a fair amount of conscious effort to do.
Does it?
Yeah.
From both of you? Or just one?
Well, I guess.
See, you don't know.
I'm not making conscious effort when I'm not here. I'm not a.
Well, you don't
aware
know.
of-
Because you're unconscious. Remember we were talking about it earlier, how if you go to sleep, it's like being asleep when you don't exist. You just wake up somewhere, so maybe you're turning into a dragon when you're asleep.
Sure. But it's kind of like being halfway between asleep and not existing.
That's
I don't know if conscious thought is a worry at that point.
I also suspect that random snoring dragons torching parts of countrysides that used to be would probably be something that would have at least been a footnote historically somewhere.
Well, that's not how that works either.
no?
Well, no. I mean, it's obviously easier if he doesn't. They don't breathe fire. They don't like have fire in them that they breathe out like air. That'd be crazy.
Right,
Magic.
because dragons existing after countless immemorial time units of arbitrary discussion is perfectly reasonable, and dragons breathing fire would be unreasonable. I get it, says Mala. You got corks a flask.
In dragon terms, that's just 1,000 years.
That's just 1,000 years.
But it's channeled magic, which again, you don't do unconsciously, usually. Unless you do, I guess. Wait, you unconsciously do magic?
Me?
To the group?
Sometimes?
What?
What?
Have you?
Well, there are
unconsciously
days
done
that,
magic
based
to
on
me?
how much. Well,
Sometimes.
I know that she sleepwalks, as Mala.
Oh. Wait, is that magic?
It doesn't count when I'm sleepwalking if I'm going to someone's bedroom to. That's not sleepwalking, okay?
Well, we'll just have to be careful, I guess.
No, wait,
Yeah,
let's go back. You unconsciously do magic to people.
Not two people. What? Who? No, absolutely not.
So you unconsciously do magic to the air?
Just sometimes do magic. If you ask for something or if you try to do something, don't you just sort of...
Unconsciously.
Yes, but if you... if you
Is
just...
that you doing it unconsciously or the song doing it through you?
Ooh.
I am uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
I
just
don't know.
curious.
How did you learn magic?
I'm sorry, I don't know who that question was for.
Meisel.
Oh. Well, I always could sense... Like, I was born blind, but I could perceive. And early on, it kind of just... It was difficult to not hear people's thoughts. But I had to get in control and develop it, practice mostly.
Did you do that by yourself or did you have a teacher?
All by myself.
So you just started with magic turned on and then had to learn to turn it off.
Kind of. It's kind of why I was left.
Right.
How old were you
Okay.
when you were left?
Oh, I don't really... Younger than I am now.
Oh,
I wasn't expected to survive.
I'm sorry.
That was a long time ago. And they were scared, so you know.
I don't think that's a good enough reason.
Well, no, but people react badly when they're scared. It's what people do. We can try to be better, but we don't always succeed.
Sorry to interrupt the sentimental moment, but just to get this right, I need to put this down on my notes. Alexandra, you have music magic forced upon you, and Maisel, you were just born with
And
it.
what about
Maybe
you?
It's Maybelline.
I mean, maybe. I don't remember what it was like when I was born, so there's some stuff I'm just assuming.
Well, I'm glad you don't remember that, because that would be a level of weird that I don't think I'm
That's
ready
the-
for.
Worse than
That's your
folded.
point?
That's it. That's the limit. That's the hard limit for Alexandria. It's like, I remember being born.
She goes back to her.
Just nope, step down the hill.
Bless you. Okay. Well, where did your magic come from?
Me?
Yes, you. You're asking everyone.
Oh.
No one
I
called
was
Bo
like, who
here.
the fuck is Mo? I'll allow it. But
Where did yours come? I'll allow it. Where did yours come from? You're making notes about everyone else.
What? I mean, I suppose it's kind of like Maisel. Like I don't remember being born with the ability to. There's a bug. Listen, there has been
so
this
long.
one bug, and I haven't said it all stream. I had to say it, okay? I mean, I was born with it, I guess, but I guess I didn't teach myself. I kind of had books teach me, and teachers, obviously, like schooling.
Huh. So you had it. You didn't just learn it from scratch.
I mean, I had the ability to, like, you don't know maths from the beginning, but you have the ability to understand it.
So everyone has the ability to learn magic.
No.
No.
Maybe?
Maybe. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, now you have another question. You should
Shit,
write that
I
down.
hate those.
I mean,
Okay.
it could be, it's kind of like everyone can learn maths, but not everyone's good at it.
Oh.
Yes, that one. I guess I was kind of just good at it from the beginning. And therefore it was easier for me to learn maths. Harder maths.
I mean, you can be naturally good at something and then put time and effort to learn that, or you can be not so great but still put the time in, I guess.
Yes.
But at the same time, magic's weird.
Very weird. I mean, hey, listen, there's nothing in the books about the song, but the song obviously exists, so
We hope.
I mean, I think at this point it's somewhat irrefutable.
Yes.
That the song at least exists for some people. In
Yes.
different forms.
What I don't understand is why it needs someone else to help do something that it created in the first place.
Well, I mean, we create lots of things, but we need help to make it different or make it better.
Make it better. Maybe.
I mean, listen, we're gonna be there soon-ish, hopefully.
About a week. So it's Mala.
Yes, so don't kill us.
Is that a joke?
I wish. I hope. Ask me in about a week.
Okay. That doesn't sound like a joke.
It's about 4 days from where we are to get to the river. And then, great thing, of course, about the river is it doesn't stop just because you want a nap. So, and then, so there were 2 more days from here from if we can get a pole barge right away or a paddle barge right away, then it's about 2 days to Violathar. So about a week, she says.
Okay.
Just one question: is either Mala will ask, are either Mycel or Hio afraid of water?
Not in any. No, I guess.
Okay, so if for example, if we put you, she says, pointing at Mycel, on a boat, you're not going to panic and spontaneously turn into a dragon heavier than the maximum load of the boat, right?
Oh, no.
I'm glad you thought of it now.
Mala grins over at Alexandri. This is the reason you all think I have a drinking problem. I'm constantly sorting shit like this out, so you don't have to.
Okay. Well, that is good to know.
It's a funny thing about being a Way Walker.
Mm.
If you do your job really, really well, no one understands why you're there.
And if you do it badly?
Everyone wishes they had a better Way Walker.
I see. It's been a while, but I think Alexandria's going to try to make a flower. Have there been any flowers underground, or has it been all fungi?
Well, I mean, there's been a particular dearth of rose bushes. How about we put it that way? But there's all kinds of things down here that flower. Some of them even flower with teeth on the inside.
She's not trying to make anything with teeth. Not
Yeah,
teeth.
just checking. No.
Probably. Oh, she's Pac-Man. She's just running away from her own creation.
There's that awkward moment when you go to sniff the rose and it grabs you by the nose.
No, please. Yeah, let's go for Old Faithful. She's gonna try and make a rose.
Sure.
She's gonna try to make a living rose, but what's the color spectrum for ebon elves? What's their favorite? Like, what's a good glow?
They basically see further into the reds and further into the blues, the blue-purple spectrum, and they've got a bald spot right around the yellow-green spectrum.
So she's trying to
red. So infrared roses would be wonderful.
She can't see that, so she can't make that.
Well, that's literally what the glasses do.
Oh, she's gonna put the glasses on and try to make one of those then. Try to make an infrared rose.
All right.
That's a 19. So
A 19.
yes, she does. She's just gonna sit and quietly do that over dinner, I imagine.
Mhm.
Or not over dinner, but like after dinner.
Yep. Now, of course, now I have a question. My soul, of course, can't appreciate this. I think Mala is going to be absolutely charmed that you can even come close to getting the color right. I mean, she and Mala are going to see an absolutely beautiful rose. That is exactly the color that, if roses, if Ebon Elves had rose gardens, that would be the color they would pick. That's sort of the, yeah. The ones that the Skysiders are all kind of a dull-ish red. They're kind of, odd. And then they get to the ones that are just gray for some reason. You've no idea why it would grow gray roses. It just doesn't seem to do much.
You're missing some of the spectrum there.
Said that gray roses.
Those grey roses. Did she have a question? No, sorry.
No,
Did Marla have a question?
No, she was just appreciating the fact that you could do that. I mean, she's literally going to watch you kind of looking at your hand, and then the stem begins to form, and this thing literally taking shape over the span of, a handful of minutes or however long it takes, and then literally being this beautiful piece of nature stuck up, and here you guys are up on the edge of literally in the, looking out over a cave of fungi and snappy things. So, the contrast there is not to be missed.
I mean, she could make 5 cubic feet worth of the things, but she's not. She's just making the one, so I'm going to assume it takes less time.
Fair enough.
5 cubic feet worth of infrared roses is just too many. She can't take all of that with
table
her.
display sometime.
Just looks like it's gone through a compactor. It's just this dense block.
It's just a Minecraft block of roses.
It'd be probably be 2 Minecraft blocks, but that would be cool.
I'm gonna sleep now.
Probably a good idea, says Mala. We've got a lot of walking to do.
She's not gonna sleep now. She's gonna read the letter that Chevalier sent her.
And not sleep for the next week.
Probably not sleep for the next week. Who knows? Who knows? At this point, maybe that was a bad idea. But she's gonna do it anyway.
Just we want more reasons to make the audience cry.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say, so I'm going to insist that you read it aloud.
Oh, that's the thing. I'm going to read it out loud.
Yeah, I asked him if he would read it for me.
Yes. So, in the Chevalier voice, of course.
Of course. Let's all get comfortable.
I don't have any
I always try to... There you go.
Thanks.
There you go. Yeah, I'll just take one for myself as well. Thank you.
Move the document in front of the thing. Dear Alexandre, if you are reading this letter, then I am so very sorry. I had hoped that you would never even need to know of its existence. Setting out, I had hoped to shelter you from the pains and hardships that your journey would invariably bring, though I also knew that such efforts would be ultimately futile. But this was the big one. This was one I am all too familiar with, and I would not wish it on anyone. You question why you were given powers, but I believe you were chosen to have these powers because you were the best person to entrust them to, just as Elena was the best choice when she had them. And every day, Since you received them, you have done nothing but prove me right, over and over again. I know that you want to correct what you perceive as your grandmare's failure. I also know you had tasked yourself with getting me home safe. These are both noble goals, but perhaps somewhat flawed. Flawed is the wrong word. Misguided? No. Inaccurate. Somewhat inaccurate. I have known your grandmere for a long time, arguably my entire life. There are many things that she regrets, many things that she wishes she could change, but I do not believe her decision that day has ever been one of them. She made a choice, a hard choice, a painful choice, but the right choice for her. I could be wrong, of course, but I do not believe that Elena sees what happened that day as a failure that needs correcting. She made her choice, and in time, you will need to make yours. When you do, don't let thoughts of correcting past mistakes sway your decision. Make the best decision you can with the information you have, and be ready to accept the consequences. That's what Elena did. I mean, where do you think I learned it from? As for getting me home safely, how do I put this? It was never your job to protect me. Now, before you say anything, it was never my job to protect you either. I was never your 9th bodyguard. I was simply your friend, just as you are mine. We want to protect the people we care about, the people we love. Everyone does. But it is not a responsibility or a requirement. It is not some task we are set. Besides, my home has always been my friends and the people I care about. So yes, it was with Elena and your mother and your father, but it was also with you. How can you get me home when I was already there? But I understand that it hurts. I do. It's like there's a pit or hole in the core of your being, an emptiness that can feel all-consuming. You're going to want to take action to somehow fix the situation. I know, because I felt the same. Doing something, anything, feels easier, less painful than the grief. You may have thoughts of vengeance, or want to get even with someone or something, but I guarantee it won't be the correct thing to do, and it certainly won't be something I would want. You need to allow yourself time to grieve. The song can wait. Trust me, it can. Allow yourself to grieve. I'm not going to tell you that it becomes less painful. It doesn't. But the pain will become less all-consuming, less dominating. But you need to give yourself time. There is, however, something you can do for me. I don't know what happens after I die. Is there an afterlife? And will I be able to go there? I don't know. What I do know is that if I am able, I will wait for you. If I can be the first person to greet you when you arrive, then I will be. But this is what I need you to do. Are you ready? Needs to turn the page over. Make me wait. Make me wait for as long as you possibly can. The longer I wait, the happier I will be. Then, when I see you again, it will be you who has the stories to tell. I am going to want to hear all of them, every single one. I'm going to say goodbye now, but I do only so that in time I can say hello. Goodbye, Alexandre. Your friend, Chevalier.
I'll cry about that later.
I'll cry about that now. And so will Alexandre. Just quietly.
I think if Jamie was here to play Spider, Spider doesn't miss anything. So at some point, Spider would give Alexandre a nudge and, in his usually helpful Spider way, ask something really, really obvious like, "Are you okay?"
No.
Didn't look like it. Anything I can do?
No.
All right. Well, I'm around if you need me.
Okay.
If Alexandria at some point like rolls over, they'll see a rose, and it's an approximation of what red is. It looks a little grey, but it's almost there.
She sort of frowns at it. And then she'll sort of just take it. Sammy P. Destroying everyone. Circa always.
I was today years old when Sammy P wrecked my reality again. Yes.
Someone somewhere, days since wrecked by Sammy P, tears it down.
Damn it. Back to zero.
Zero back up again.
Put this up.
All right. I think the only thing that's reasonable to do at that point is fade to black, and have the scene resume with you folks, making your way back down the cliff face the next morning after breakfast.
We make our way. Wait, hang on.
What?
We climbed all this way up. Lysel struggled all this way up. To just climb back the way we came now.
Yeah, after food, sleep, and not being eaten while sleeping, yes.
But being watched intensely.
By the lizard in the corner?
No,
The
there's going to be
eyes.
at least one point in the evening. Of course, you all have to stand watch, right? There's going to be at least one point in the evening where either Spider or she is going to have to, and we'll use the phrase, discourage something from being curious about all the interesting smells coming from up on the hole. It's the good news is like most predators, when it discouraged, it can involve hurling rocks at it to the point where it decides it's going to go look for something easier to eat.
Mysel gives directions.
Yes.
Not here, over there.
See like one lizard roll its eyes.
We even like people. The preferred food is over here.
All right. So the evening will pass largely uneventfully. Psychic trauma dealt by Chevalier.
The grave.
It was a held action.
Yeah, that was. It was truly a held action.
Hell of a snapback on that one. So yeah, and so you folks will continue on. We're almost to end of show, so unless someone has particular things you guys want to discuss, essentially we're going to montage the next couple of days of travel, because it's more of the same. It's you guys, hiking up and down slopes, across wide rope bridges, periodically Mala giving she grief only to be told to piss off, followed by Spider looking at Mysel as though he's a creepy dragon origami kid, which he is. The usual things that have been going on. Alexandre desperately trying not to, remark on any of this and being obligated to ask yet another question that she immediately regrets when Mysel gives her an answer. That sort of stuff, right?
Wow, it's like you know the characters.
And so, you folks will be the first, as a reminder, you guys are well over, I think I'd worked out 1.5 kilometers underground.
Mm-hmm.
You have been angling downwards for the first third of your trip. Probably over the span of a week, you've dropped at least, not a week, but probably over the first 3 days of your journey, you probably went down another 500 to 600 meters deeper. And this part has been the relatively level jaunt, relatively. And so it's warm down here. You are deep enough in the earth that what is above ground is irrelevant as a heat source. Geothermal rules the heat economy down here at this depth. There are going to be places where spring water welling up or pouring down produces a heavy chill mist. But most of the place is this musty warmth. I don't think there's really a good example of it that I can easily point at on Earth. It would be like a flooded desert cave, except that doesn't make any sense either. There's a constant moisture and humidity in the air from the soil, the rock, the biology.
So Sydney.
You're
just describing Sydney.
Mm-mm. Fair enough.
I've walked through the street and I have been cold and thought I need to put a jacket on, but been sweating because it's so humid.
Right. Fair enough.
That sounds like you're describing my hometown.
That makes some sense given some of the other things I've described down here. So
it's subtropical.
So that and the whole Death Adder thing.
Greater.
No, lesser. It's the lesser.
The lesser.
Sydney,
Oh, sorry, the
Adder,
lesser
which
Sydney.
Which implies the existence.
It implies the existence of a greater, or a greatest.
Yes, and these are just things I didn't feel like doing research on. I'm a writer, but even I have my limits. So So you folk will, but even that, the every once in a while there's a breeze, convection, right? Cold air moving towards warm air, being cooled by whatever geologic process or biological process is in an area, and then the breeze flowing back the other way. So it's also kind of like living on a mountaintop in terms of oxygen content. There's plenty of pressure. There's not a lot of actual oxygen. So it's kind of thin all the time down here. You guys you folks are finally starting to get used to that. But so when things start sloping downwards again, it's noticeable. It's about a half day of a very thin, shallow grade. But if you walk for 8 hours at a thin, shallow grade, you've stacked up several dozens, if not 100 meters of vertical distance again, right? And so then you guys start hearing the sound of water. The way I think that Alexandre would and Spider would immediately recognize as a sound like a river. And that it sounds like it's just one of those moments where I think both Spider and Alexandre will be glancing at each other like, do you hear that? Or am I getting meat trapped, right? The reality check, and you're both going, yeah. And I think she or Mala will catch on at that point. Oh no, yeah, we're almost to the port. That's a real sound.
Oh, good.
So you folks will come out into a fairly hefty cavern. And yes, there is probably a 50 to 70 meter wide, relatively swiftly moving river running from one side of this oval-shaped cavern straight through down out the other way. And because of there's a little bit of a rapids. There's an elevator, by the way. There's an elevator for getting around the rapids. They just jack the boat up and push it up to the next part and set the boat back in the water. So yeah, there's actually, and it's actually kind of like Montreal. There's a set of rapids just upriver from that point, and that's where the elevator to move stuff up. In Montreal, it's a set of locks. Here, it's an elevator. So yeah, this is sort of the spot where there's a sort of a demi-canal that several longboats are lined up in, waiting for their turn on the elevator to move up and continue on, right? So there's a lot of humidity here. If other places were kind of in the dampen feeling, 60-ish%, this is probably raining. Because of the moisture that is accumulating on the cavern roof and then coming back down.
I was just thinking, like, when we started to make the temperature, I was like, there's probably parts of this cave that rain. And
Yep.
then, oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the next sound you will be hearing, first you hear the river and then you hear the rain on the river, and I think that's probably getting to be, again, that falls into that category of Spider and Alexandre looking at each other like, do you really hear that, or am I, there's so many things you can't trust down here. Is that real? So yeah, and Mala will lead you into the town. It's comparable to size to other places you've been. So yeah, it's actually comparable inside to Cruiserheads. And that will be where we wrap it up for this for today, with you folks getting a spot in the inn and a hot meal after a taxing walk, we'll call it that. 3-4 days in an actual bed, and get some hot drink and eat some food that you didn't have to make out of preserves. So yeah.
Alexandre can't wait for Sky Cider food. Just a normal biscuit that she doesn't have to worry is made out of mushroom. Just a biscuit, you know, like just the normal things. Just normal food.
But steamed mushroom biscuits are the best. Why would you not want steamed mushroom biscuits? Mala can't understand.
They're not sweet.
Just put some roach honey on it. What's the problem?
That's the problem.
And I think that pretty much summates the entire trip right there.
Truly.
Alrighty, folks, that's it for this week. So yeah, just so you folk are aware, because I know travel for most of the players, particularly Jamie, is the least interesting part of the trip. I need to do a little bit of note taking over the week, figure something out, but I suspect literally the boat ride will be, you get on the boat, time passes, you get on the boat, you're at your destination, now what do you do? So be prepared to have a plan, I guess, for next week.
Plan? Everyone here has ADHD. What are we gonna do? Plan?
That's why I'm giving you a week
Homework?
to write something down, or at least possibly write down something about writing something down about discussing something in Discord before the next show.
We're gonna go to the place, right? We're just gonna go to the place.
Yeah, that's generally it.
All right, good.
But,
I did it.
But I'm just going to say, but the point is that you guys may actually wind up Skyside next week. So, yeah. I need to work out something, if time is lining up or not. But, so yeah, it may well be that, we're just essentially, there is a distinct shortage of pirates down here. How about we put it that way?
I'm glad not to be eaten by a giant lizard with.
It's like, what happened to what about pirates? We don't have pirates. What happened to the pirates? They got eaten.
I mean,
somehow not reassuring.
What is it? I think it's one of the Terry Pratchett books where it's like there are no snakes in 4X. They were killed off by the spiders.
Yes.
That doesn't help. What do you do? No.
Alrighty, folks. Thank you so much. Bit of a session. Alexandre, sorry, allow me to restart that. Chantel and Sam, awesome. Thank you so much for the depth of roleplay that you two are bringing with those two characters. Even Chevalier posthumously continues to be a stunning part of this campaign in terms of the depth of character and the relationship you two bring in. I keep using the phrase, spoiled brat as a GM, but I really do feel that way.
Was that one of the things when I was like, there'd be a letter in the box, and then I was like, well, now I obviously have to write the letter, and there was a point where I was like, why did I do this to myself? And it certainly wasn't the effort that I was complaining about.
And then I said, no, now you're going to have to read the letter.
But yeah, that wasn't a surprise though. That was just like...
No, good. I'm glad you understand. I'm not dealing with pain on my own. I will not hurt alone. You will hurt also.
It's not the justification I used, but sure, I know.
So Nadine, next week after will be them hitting the surface, so you and I probably need to talk about what next. She ostensibly will be turning around at the bottom of the underground elevator. So,
getting eaten by a...
Immediately kill off my character.
No, I didn't say kill. Maybe little death. You don't know. I said eaten. I didn't say...
By a monster.
I didn't... No. I said eaten by. I stopped. I stopped.
The hell
I stopped. I
handsome Eben. Well, anyway.
stopped.
Right, and
I will not be
yeah, I just
attacked. I
wanted-
will not.
yes, you will be routinely.
Yeah.
And Nadine, thank you so much.
Yes.
You're just so it's been said now. You're a fantastic player to have on the show. You really are. I adore what you've done with She. And yeah, it's been absolutely memorable to have you along this far. So thank you. Alrighty, gang. I heap
good.
praise on Jamie, but I try and praise Jamie when Jamie's here. So we'll probably talk. I'll gush at him in person next week.
He's alright.
Jamie's
So, yeah.
Jamie's great. Jamie's just great. Where is Jamie? Jamie was doing a 3-hour show today.
Yeah.
Did 6 hours, 6+ hours worth of Shakespeare, and then thought, yeah, maybe I can make it. No, you can't make it. Jamie, go to sleep. What the hell?
Speaking of, stream Shakespeare.
Stream
Check it out.
Shakespeare.
Yes.
It's sci-fi. Richard the...
Richard
No,
III.
Henry's.
No, Henry.
Henry's.
Yeah, it's Henry.
Henrys.
Okay, it's the Henrys. That's right. He
Yeah.
did
The
one
Richard.
that- but they're doing
The
like
last one he
both.
did was Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, as soon as I said Richard, I was like, that was the different one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
But they're doing like both parts, and it's like
Yeah. 7 and 8. No.
not
Yes.
a small amount of
Yes.
performance.
Yeah. So, but
But
check
it's
it out.
good.
Cyberpunk Jamie with a ray gun playing Henry VIII.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. He sent us a teaser photo. It's fantastic. So yeah, check it out. Streams Shakespeare.com. Particularly if you're a Shakespeare fan, they do good stuff. Thank you. Hey, Chantel, tell us about yourself.
Oh no, me. Hi. I'm an actor, I'm a writer, I'm all sorts of things. I'm one of the writers on Omen's Rising, which is important because it's there's teaser information being released now over at Omen's Rising on Twitter. There will be streamed content where there are alpha play tests. Some of my content will be happening. I'm very excited. Whew. I'm okay. I'm not okay. I love it. I'm going to stop there though, for now. There is also Castle Falkenstein, which has its final episode. It's a finale on Monday at 8 p.m. over at action_fiction.
Cool.
In 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the 4th of May, at the time that Castle Falkenstein's at, but a little bit earlier, so 7:30 Eastern Time on a Monday, and this will be weekly. I will be playing Monster Hearts as a strange fey creature over at Gehenna Gaming. No corset. I know. What? No corset.
So you're
Who
playing
are you and
Alexandre?
what have you done with Chantal?
No. No. I will be playing someone else for a change.
I'm actually surprised that you just didn't use it. Okay, new game. That means by default, Chantal has to go get new dice and new corset. What are you doing?
New dice, yes. Yes, definitely. New dice, definitely. New costume, definitely. Part of my year is to build a costume box, which my husband has said, were you going to put the costume box? And I've said, yes.
As you do.
As I do. And I think that's all from me, because I'm trying to finish up my PhD by July. So I feel like that's a good amount of things to be getting on with.
Yeah, busy schedule by any estimation.
I mean, what's a little game design and streaming and doing a PhD?
Oh, I'm also a psychologist.
Yeah, so
Oh, I've got a
you'll be-
casting to shoot. Oh gosh. That wasn't how I wanted to remember that. Oh gosh. I've had far too much wine for that. Ooh. Sam, tell us about you while I freak out internally.
Oh yeah, I'm in a position to do that. That's fine. Hi, I'm Sam. Always have been. I'm a voice actor and performer from Brisbane.
What were you before Sam?
No, I've always been Sam. It's expressly what I said.
But before that, though,
Stop asking questions.
were you Sam me?
I
Me myself?
appreciate that. I ask you to respect my privacy in these trying times. I was doing another stream, but it's sort of gone off to sort itself out. So it's being restructured, and I have a few other things that are sort of like they're kind of proto things at this point. So at some point, I might have a lot to say, but at the moment it's sort of like nothing that's in a place to talk about just yet. But yeah.
So we'll see you next week.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe, and send me biscuits.
I mean, I joke, but like, share, and subscribe, and definitely send her biscuits.
I do like biscuits. Gluten-free, please. I can't eat them if they're not.
Word
You
of
also
mouth.
don't know where to send them, so I don't know. Send me virtual gluten-free biscuits, please.
Just biscuits arrive in like an unmarked box. You're like, this is a problem. Oh no. This is bad.
Wait, what? Where did these come from? Nadine, save me from myself. Tell us about your favorite topic, please.
Wait,
Who?
me?
What's the
Nadine,
name here? Oh, Nadine. Okay, there's zero.
tell us about your favorite topic.
My favorite topic.
Yes.
That's you.
What?
Tell us about you. It's your favorite topic. Your favorite topic's
No.
you. Tell us. Talk to us.
God.
What?
It's obviously not if I didn't jump immediately to me.
You.
So, my
Really bad
second favorite
narcissist,
topic,
come on.
Me. I'm Nadine. I'm a voice actor, streamer sometimes, and lover of games in general. You can find me NE_actor on Twitter, Twitch. That's it. I occasionally do writing, which is great. Last episode of Primordial Deep came out, which is a podcast that I am in, and it is so good, so good. Definitely check it out. And Gazetteer, Golda's Gazetteer is coming out in drips and drabs, and then there's another thing that I can't talk about that is also coming out at some point. But are you calling me a bitch? I'm a bitch.
That's your takeaway.
That's the takeaway.
Yep. Yep. That's me. That's me.
Michelle, tell us about you.
Alrighty. My name is Michel Vaillancourt. I am the, of course, GM and storyteller for this fantastic crew. You can catch up with me on Twitter at MichelleV69. Did I do that right? Okay, hang on. Waiting for the stream to catch up so I can figure out. No, okay, so it's that way. Aha! Got it. Sorry, I can't see the name floating there. It's not really there on my version. It's just something Shawnee has techie added afterwards, so I can't really see what it is I'm pointing at. It's kind of like doing the weather on TV, where you just sort of point at the blue screen, and somebody else adds the stuff you're pointing at. It's the same idea. So it's awkward.
Like, there in front of the camera.
Pardon?
Why am I doing this then? Hang on.
So I also have a really bad sense of humor, as was just demonstrated. You can also catch up with me yakking about gaming on my Twitch channel, 902PE Gaming, where I talk about running this game and others I'm involved in. I talk about the philosophy of gaming, if you will, and the philosophy of storytelling. I tend to couch everything in style versus absolutes. So I don't tell people they're wrong. I just tell people how I do things and why, and hopefully we can find a common ground about cool stories and cool storytelling. If you want to get caught up to date on Canadian politics, follow me on Twitter. That's mostly what I chat about there, because right now Canadian politics are driving me nuts. And TTRPG Twitter, honestly, I'm trying to keep my DAWG mouth closed so that the folks who've got more important things to say can get them said. So yeah, that's about me. I'm also an author. Check out me on Amazon. I write steampunk and dieselpunk novels. Currently working on a trio of sci-fi novellas, roughly couched in what happens when the 80s are your frame of reference for sci-fi. Yeah, that's me.
I like it.
Yeah. That's you. Oh, let's leave.
Okay, sure. Round of applause,
Thank you, everyone. Please, please like,
supposed to
share,
be-
and subscribe. I don't know, follow.
I was about to be like, you can't make me, and then I was like, actually, no, you.
I
very much
actually can.
You can
I
do
am
that.
the tech deity, and therefore I can make you leave. But
Yes, like, share, subscribe.
Like,
Force them
share,
to watch it.
subscribe.
Force them. Don't force them.
I'm
Ask
not going to
them.
force. I'm not going to
Hold
force
it up to their
anyone.
face.
But
On
I
my
am a
tablet.
fey
Consent is
creature,
important.
potentially,
Yeah.
allegedly, and I will.
Consent is important.
Consent
Yeah.
is important. Please engage with our content more.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.